After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best damn dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection, and that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you. The app is called Courted. So when people ask, how did you meet? You can say, he courted me. So cute. The website already looks absolutely stunning, and the app itself, incredible. All of the features are so unique and nothing like you've ever seen on any dating app. Oh, and to everyone who said you can't do that, guess what? I just did. So we are going to launch this city by city. And if you want early access, click the link in my bio and sign up. Let's make dating fun again. Love you.
So now we got somebody on TikTok going viral for so-called creating an app that allows you, men out there, to deposit your own money, your hard-earned money, in order to date them. This is insanity. But this is 2026. These are the times that we live in. As crazy as it sounds, I'm sure people will fall for it. If you're listening on YouTube, you've seen the video. But let me explain it. There's a white chick on TikTok, so-called created an app that allows you men to deposit money into an account in order to take her or people who sign up to the app out on a date. Don't know what the amount of money is, but it's in the hundreds. So you would deposit several hundreds of dollars of your hard-earned money to go out and date women. And if the date doesn't happen as she so says, then the money is refunded back. Don't even know how that works, but well, I know how it works. It won't work because it's nothing but another scam. Basically, we have people trying to create apps that are for prostitution, but even worse than that. At least with prostitution, you pay your money, you choose the product on the line that you want. You lay down with it, you do your betting, and you're off to the races, or they're off to the races. But now, there's a second step to it. You deposit your money first, and if they accept, then you go out on a date. But even a happy ending is not guaranteed. You're just paying to go out on a date. We've gotten to a point that women really do take men for suckers. We've gotten to a point that women look at men in such a way that is nothing, that we're worth nothing more than a dollar amount. But yet, this is where the double standard comes in at. Yet when we say, okay, we want to put a dollar amount on you, it's like, oh, how could you ever? How could you ever? I know my worth, I know my value. You know your value because you're putting a dollar amount on it yourself. But when we do it, we the bad guys. How does that work? And I'm looking at this Twitter post also. I don't know if somebody trolling or what, but it goes without saying that this is the way that a lot of people think. You get people that get on these dating apps and looking like 50, 60, 70 years old, and they say I'm 30 years old, and they say I know my worth. One thing somebody said, if anybody ever says I know my worth, they already don't know their worth. But if they do know their worth, they would be honest about who they are. They would be honest about their age. When a woman has to lie about her age, she lies about her age because she knows her worth is very low, so therefore she has to lie about it. There are women out there who would lie about having kids. They lie about having kids in the first interaction with men because they know their worth and they know their value is very low. I mean, that's just what it is. See, the thing is, with men are finally starting to know their worth, which should have been like that a long time ago. When we put women so high up above ourselves, we belittle ourselves. And that's just what people expect these days. The way of the internet, the way of social media and everything, it has ruined everything. It has given women the audacity to say, you can't date me unless you put up this amount of money for me. But yet, these same women don't even have anything. So how can you expect me to put up so-called this amount of money to somebody who doesn't have anything to provide for themselves in the way that they desire somebody else to take care of them? It doesn't even make any sense. But this is where we are. This is why I say the dating game is totally polluted with a lot of idiotic behavior. It doesn't make sense because the people who are out here talking this nonsense don't have a lot of sense themselves. It's gotten to the point that a man working a 9-to-5 job is looked down upon when 98% of the population on Earth works a 9-to-5 job. Everybody works for somebody, no matter who you are. We all work for somebody. But they've gotten to a point and gotten, what's the word that I'm looking for? It'll come to me. But they've gotten to a point where they can expect much from you, and yet they give nothing in return. Look at social media all around. What do you see? People showing their ass, people showing their body. Okay, some may look nice, some may not. The ones who don't look nice don't seem to know it. But okay, say you look nice. You present to me with your body, with you taking back shots of your ass and everything. What is my first inclination to do? Okay, this is your value. This is what you're worth. So this is what you're worth. Tell me how much it costs, because it's prostitution. A worthy woman always draw attention to her face, her intellect, and her character. A woman who has no value whatsoever but her body to offer a man, that is the foremost thing that she shows and she promotes. So then, when you understand these things, you will see that the ones who are out there who promote their bodies, they would get the same type of men who are there for their bodies. And when men take advantage of their bodies, oh, it's no good men. Oh, men ain't anything. So I'm going to go mess with the same sex because men are trash. But yet, you got the exact thing that you promoted yourself to be. You promoted yourself to be something sexualized. So then when you get men who come at you, who you drew their attention, they perform in a way to spend a little money on you, get what they get from you, and then move forward to the next one. And then you complain. Complain about what? Why would you complain when you market? This is a marketing strategy. Everything out here is a marketing strategy. You market yourself for sex. Then you get men who only want sex from you. And then you complain. There are no women out here who only are out there to draw attention to their face and their character who complain about anything. Ever notice that? Notice that the people you see who complain are the very ones who are sexualizing their own selves. The women who do not sexualize themselves are neither the ones on social media. And if you do see them on social media, they're never complaining about men. Because they have such a standard about themselves, such a character, such humility about themselves, that, well, we got the cops out here. You hear that? But they're the ones who always get the best of the crops. You never see women who dress appropriately, speak in a classy manner, carry themselves in a classy way. You never see them complaining about anything. Because the men that they draw to themselves are decent, productive, hard-earning men. The only ones you will see complaining about such are the ones who sexualize them own selves. Wearing tights all the time. Showing themselves off. Dancing in videos. Provocatively. Hey, if you want to do that, do that. Nothing wrong. I'm not going to say nothing wrong with it, but do that. But you get exactly what you market yourself for. You can't go out there, have a car for sale. I got a Toyota Honda. Say I got a Toyota Honda. Not that I have one. Better than that. But say I have a Toyota Honda. And I get a buyer who can afford a Toyota Honda. And that person comes and purchases this Toyota Honda. And I get upset because that Toyota Honda is only worth about 10 grand. You get the 10 grand and you complain that you believe that it's worth more. Because you want the price of a Ferrari. You want $250,000 for something that's only worth $10,000. And that's like what we're dealing with now with the women that we have out here to choose from. You have women who are only worth $10,000, but they want $250,000 for their product. And I say product because that's what they make themselves. If you make yourself a product, then a product is what you're going to be to us. Men have been the same way since the beginning of time. Men want peace, cooperation, and somebody who's fit. That's what they want. We all want the same thing as men. We don't want the drama. We don't want all the nonsense. We don't want all of that. That's for the corner boys and the so-called thugs, whatever, this, and the other. True men who are out here trying to make a living, trying to put a family together. We don't want none of this drama. But we have so little to choose from in this world. I'm on a texting chat with somebody from my past that I know. And I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm in the US now. Let me see what everybody's doing. This chick is older than me. And 50 plus now. I'm like, hey, how about we hang out just to get to know what's going on in the U.S. Haven't been here a lot. Get to know what's going on, how everything is going in the community, how people think this and the other. So I'm like, yeah. So what do we hook up? We go to a nice restaurant, blah blah blah. Just pick your mind, this and the other, and just see how you're doing. I said, fine, no problem. Look at this, my schedule, my calendar, see what's going on. I'm like, okay, next month on this particular day, about 3 weeks from now or whatever it may be perfect. And I get a reply back. Wait, you're talking about next month? Ha 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 ha, laughing. And this woman is over 50. Talking and mocking like some little child. And I'm smart enough to read texts, read messages, and identify the thought process on the other end. It's like, oh, you got to wait till next month to have enough money to take me out. This is not the case, because I don't allow my kids to be babysat by anybody. If the mother is not around and she's in Ghana or whatever, I'm going to be with my kids and that's just me. That's just who I am. I'm thinking to myself, this woman is talking like a child. She has a child like mine, but she's 50 plus, older than me. I'm just like, knowing what I knew about the person, not even 15, 20 years ago, I'm like, I already knew that there was some mental capacity even at that point in time, but you think that people grow. But we're living in a time that even our older chicks don't grow. They come down, meaning intellectually, because of social media, and that's what they pay attention to. They come down. And I didn't notice a lot of things. I said, hold up, let me go to this person on Facebook, because I'm never on Facebook. Don't even like Facebook much. Don't have time for it. But I have a Facebook account, and been friends on there for a while, so I look. I'm like, this woman is the size of a well from when I knew her, and she's on there dancing, acting rambunctious, and acting like a goddamn teenager. And then the things on her profile will have you believing that she's like a 17-year-old girl. Again, she's 50 plus. And this is what men have to choose from. So we got the younger ones who are out here talking about, you got to pay me in order to date me. Then you got the older ones who are living in that same fantasy world, which doesn't even make sense because, especially as black people, but that's all people, because all people struggle on this earth. I don't care where you're from, but I'm just sticking with us for the point that I'm making. The majority of us come from even single-parent homes or, families, middle class or lower middle class. How did we go from a point of growing up in a middle-class community at best and expecting wealthy people to parlay all their wealth to them? Doesn't even make sense. But this is social media. Social media has damaged the minds of everybody, particularly females. And you got so many agendas out here. I heard one time where I heard this YouTube clip where somebody got upset at themselves being called a female. Like, they thought the word female was oppressive. But this is where we're at. We got a lot of silly nonsense and a lot of silly girls and a lot of silly women running around in these streets at these jobs, whatever it is, and they have no common sense. They just don't have a lot of sense at all. And how are you as a man to find a mate that you want to build with? How can you walk this world, walk this earth, and really find somebody that you could build with? Because at the end of the day, when a man goes and finds a good thing, which is a wife, that wife is supposed to partake in what that man is about, and he's developing in his life, and sustain it. She's supposed to multiply or at the very least sustain it. But now, it's not even that. It's if you don't already have it all, and you could give it to me, decide a woman think, if you don't already have it all, and you could pass it off to me, I don't want nothing to do with you. And this is the reason why you have so many single people in this world, particularly females, particularly black females. And everybody else is following suit. There's talk and studies that are being done to show that by 2040, more than 70% of women will be single. Out of that 70%, more than 40% may be homeless. And this is where we're headed. So what I'm saying, I love to be alive come 2040 because I want to see it all come to fruition. And it's happening right before our eyes. If you look out on the streets in America, even in West Africa, you're seeing a lot of females in dire situations. Females have come to the point that they'd rather not be under the thumb of a man and suffer on their own. Not that they would suffer with the man, but particularly they do not want to submit themselves to God, which is submitting themselves to a husband, and they rather take the part of leadership. And they can't take the part of leadership, they rather be alone. Not even rather be alone. They rather wait for the wealthy man to come along. They will go out and sleep with a man of no means at all. Get pregnant by this man. Have a baby by this man. And after having a baby, tell you have to be wealthy in order to date me. How freaking crazy is that? How freaking crazy is that? They would have a baby by a man of no means. Then come to you and say that if you're not rich, you can't deal with me. Yet their baby daddy can't even pay for a pack of diapers. And you talk about being in a world where there is almost no hope to find someone to build a family. And that's where we're at, especially in America. And the craziest thing is, the same way these females are failing here in America, throughout Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, they're all following suit. They're following the same playbook in order to put themselves in the worst position that they're already in. They're going out making babies, unmarried, and then coming to men telling, hey, you need to pay for this, you need to pay my rent, you need to pay my electric bill, you need to pay my water bill, you need to pay my school fees if you want to date me. If I was in that situation, I'd say, well, how long have your baby daddy been paying that? Is he going to pay that until your child 18? And you hear a mic drop, because they don't have anything to say after that. They would say, oh, you just broke, or oh, you just gay. It's like shame, insults, and guilt don't do the trick anymore, especially not in 2026. It does not do the trick. But if you ever notice, when the females can't get their way, they do one thing that I just said: shame, insults, and try to pick guilt on you. Rather than dealing with the conversation logically, that's all they revert to. When a female reverts back to insults, shame, and guilt, she already knows that she's lost the argument. She already knows that she has no position of strength. So that's the only thing that she could fall back to. Nothing else, because she has nothing else. Most of these chicks out here, a lot of them are filthy and dirty. Not all. When I say most, I say most. But I don't mean all. There are some gorgeous women out here still around, especially in the southern areas in the U.S. Some in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Togo, whatever it may be, that are, capable women to be wives. They was brought up that way. But it's not the multitudes, it's the minority. It's the minority. So if we're talking about that, there's one man for every 6 women. Let's make it easy. One man for every 5 chicks out there. One man for every 5 women. I'm trying to get numbers in my head. Easy numbers to do. We got 1 million men. We got 5 million women. It's like doing the Tyson challenge. 1 million Tysons versus the Avengers or something. It's like that. But we got 1 million men, 5 million women. It's kind of the way the world works. It's more females than men on this globe and this earth. Out of those million men, probably 250,000 might be up the same, you know what, don't even want to say it on here. 250 might be married. That leaves you with about 500,000. Now you still got 5 million chicks. So just doing that little simple equation, you got 500,000 men to 5 million chicks. They still don't get it in their head. And they're at a disadvantage, not us. No matter where you go, men will always make more money than women because we're in so many more diverse industries. Just how it is. 500,000 men for 5 million women. How does that work? Yet, you still have women placating to themselves that you 500,000 men need to step up and pay for our rent, pay for our kids that we had out of wedlock, pay for our food, take us out to dinner freely, and pay to take us out to dinner, pay to take us on a date, pay us to prep ourselves for the date. And I'm like, when you talk about being delusional, this is the absolute version of being delusional in its finest. Because if people had sense, they would know that you being at a disadvantage as a female, you have to do all you can do to secure the man. The man doesn't have to do everything he has to do to secure you. The only thing a man has to do to do everything he can do is secure sex. That's it. And once he has that, normally he's out of there because he knows that you're not worth it in the first place. He could, give you the game, tell you all the things that you want to hear, spend a little money on the first 1 or 2 dates. But after that, 1 or 2 things happen. If he doesn't get where he wants to get, he moves on to the next. And if he does get what he wants to get, guess what? He still moves on to the next. So women are at such a disadvantage that they rather focus on their bodies than focus on their mind, focus on their character, focus on their spirit. And this is how we know that we're in the end times. Because everybody has lost all common sense within themselves. I don't know if it's just social media. I don't know if it's parenting. I think it's a combination of both. But if you're strong-minded women, you don't fall for this. You don't fall for this siege. You don't fall for it at all. But the way that I believe, there's not a lot of intelligent people walking the earth anymore. So this is the outcome that you get. But back to what I was saying. We got this chick on TikTok saying that the viral app or her viral clip is going viral for the purpose of telling men that if you want to date us women, we're going to be on an app, and from now on, you're going to have to pay a deposit of $300, $400, $500, or whatever it may be, for you to take us out on a date. And that deposit is primarily for us prepping ourselves, getting our makeup, eyeliner, all this other stuff, and dressing up nice for you. So that's what the money is for. This is half-ass prostitution, basically. Because at least with prostitution, I get the full-fledged everything. I get the happy ending. I get it all. With this that is going on, going viral, I'm not even guaranteeing anything. I don't get guaranteed anything at all. All I get guaranteed, if you take my, as you say, you take my money, and I get to see you, and I get to pay for an expensive meal for you. How's that a win? That is not a win. That's a lose-lose situation for a man. Because even at the end of the day, say it works out. I done put $500 deposit down. I spent another couple $100 for a date or whatever it may be. So I'm out damn near $1,000. And the best outcome that I could get is get a piece of ass. When I could spend less than half that and get somebody better looking, if not the same as you, and have it the way that I want to have it, and have peace of mind afterwards. Not that I promote that, because I don't, but I'm just trying to give you the example of how silly this stuff sounds. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man. But where do we go from here? And that's what we men got to think about. How do we move in 2026 to destroy all this nonsense? I tell you how. Stay to ourselves. Give nobody our income resources. And let them placate to us. We talked to a few people. I don't know. You can meet them on dating apps, you meet them in person at the grocery store, whatever it may be. Communicate. See how they want to maintain the conversation in the relationship. Let them know you're not the only one, but I'm interested in you. And from there on, see how they act. See, when a woman thinks that she's your only option or she's the best thing you can get, she treats you like shit. It's real. She treats you like shit. But when she knows that she's not your only option and you can bounce at any moment, what does she do? She begins to try to treat you better. She goes overboard for you. And that's something that, unfortunately, you have to keep going. Because the minute you let a woman get comfortable, all things will change. Just how they're wired. Unfortunately, we're dealing with the daughters of Eve. We need them. They need us. The one thing about us, we could admit that, hey, we need you, especially for family circles, family building and foundation, but they don't even want to admit that they need us. They need us more than we need them. But we're the ones who are admitting that we need you. They're the ones who need us more than we need them, yet they're the ones who are telling us we don't need no man. Crazy. Don't need a man, but yet the whole community is suffering because of you. Because you decided to be a single mother and raise these bastard children, because half the time you keep them away from the fathers, or the other half of the time you had them with no good men. So now the community got to deal with the hell that you allowed to be raised up. So we're suffering because of you in the first place. And instead of coming to us for help and say, hey, we need your help, they double down. They double down and continue on and get more bold. That's how I say this is pure insanity. Pure insanity. This is crazy. This is ludicrous. And I ain't talking about the rapper. This is ludicrous. But like I said, the way we handle it as men, we let them know, hey, I'm interested in you, but I want to see where this goes. You're not the only one, but, I'll give you an opportunity to prove yourself to me. The minute she'd be like, oh, prove what? Prove what? Block. That's what you do. As soon as you say, hey, but I'll give you an opportunity to prove yourself to me, see where it goes. Prove what? I ain't got to prove. Block. That's just how you have to handle it. That's how you have to handle it. And then that word will get around. Especially you in a small circle, that word will get around. Oh, if you're talking to him, you better act this way, or you better act that way, because he ain't playing with that. When a woman knows you ain't playing with her like that, you're not going to take no shit from her, she's going to treat you so much better. It's just how they're wired. It's how they work. So you have to learn how to work with it. But also, you have to be a man of substance who can stand on what you believe. Because if you ain't a man who can stand on what you believe, and you're gonna fall to your knees for a piece of cake, then you deserve everything that you get. I don't care if you're in a relationship now. Do the same thing. And if she want to hold back from you, hey, pay it no mind. Pay it no mind at all. Pretend like it doesn't even bother you. Go out, go to work, get your money up, save up, start making moves. The minute she sees you making moves and ain't worrying about her, oh, I'm not giving this man nothing. Oh, I'm holding him back from him until you act right. He gets some act right in him. Continue, work hard, make moves, start building, do what you do. And as they see that, what's going to happen is, oh, damn, he really don't need me. But now I'm realizing I need him. And that's just the way that it's going to have to work from here on in 2026. So no more can we allow ourselves to be ran out the building. We can't let our integrity, we can't let our pride, we can't let none of that be ran out the building. Because they say pride comes before destruction, but at the same time, God instills a sense of pride when it comes to being a man. You're supposed to have a sense of pride, because the Bible's talking about something else. That's pride and humility for the things that God has given you. But when God is dealing with man, He wants that man to have pride in the position in life that he has placed him in, as a leader, as a headship. So you're supposed to take pride in that. Without taking pride in that, you'll be a weak man. We talked about that last night. So as far as men, take pride in yourself. Take pride in who you are as a man. Take pride in the fact that you were made to be a leader. Take pride in the fact that you were not just meant to be a provider, but you were meant to be the head of the household, the headship of the relationship. Take pride in that, because our pride will carry a lot of weight. And women do not follow weak men. Like I said, do not bend the knee for women here in 2026. Do not bend the knee for anybody. Do not bend the knee for women in 2026. Please, I'm begging you. If you want to establish yourself as a man and feel good about yourself, do what I say. Because even if it goes awry, you know that person's not good for you. She's not good for your mental, she's not good for your spirit, and she's definitely not good for your physical. So take pride in yourself. Know that you are the headship. And if nobody wants to respect that, let them pass on. Forget about them. You don't need them. You don't need somebody who's going to drag you down. You don't need somebody who's going to try to overshadow your leadership. You don't need anybody who's going to try to overshadow or compete with you for the role that you were born on this earth for. You just don't need it. It will break you. Don't let yourself be broken. You dig me? But with that, just glad to talk to you guys. Come Saturday. Saturday, we're going to have a guest. Every Saturday night, we're going to have a guest. So we got 1 or 2 guests tomorrow. I think a couple of chicks coming from Nigeria or Ghana, whatever. But, back here tomorrow at 7 p.m., between 7 and 7:30 p.m. And hope you guys tune in. Like I said, make sure you go to the other Instagram account, SDL Save Me. SDL Save Me. That's SDL SAVEME. So make sure you go there, subscribe, because that's where we're going to be doing a lives from in the coming months, as this channel is going to, be taken off, because like I told you guys yesterday, is attached to Facebook that has been deleted and can't get back up. So I want to do a lot of promoting, because we want to take this thing globally. And on the YouTube, Faith, Family, and Football. Faith, Family, and Football on YouTube. So YouTube, Faith, Family, and Football, and Facebook, SEL Live Show. So with that said, I'm out. Hope you guys have a good night. This SDL out. All right, guys. Have a good night.